Hi, I'm Kenji Fuma, and thank you Small and Medium Enterprise Administration for inviting me to this webinar. I'm very happy today to see many small and medium enterprises in Taiwan and also in the wider North Asian region. It is my great honor for me to share my thoughts on circular economy in Japan, and I hope my speech will be of great help to you. So let me have my self-introduction. So I'm CEO of Neural Inc., which is Tokyo-based sustainability consulting firm, and my consulting clients are basically Japanese listed corporations and banks. Besides, I'm a professor of Shinshu University and I have a master's sustainability degree from Harvard University. I'm also policy advisor to Japanese central government on sustainability issues such as climate change and also circular economy, which is today's topic. So, today I'm gonna talk about the current Japan situations of circular economy and how the Japanese market is changing. So to begin with, I want to briefly explain the background of circular economy. So I need to explain about the overview of the trends of ESG. Environmental, social, and governance in Japan. So the concept of ESG investing has begun globally in 2006, supported by the United Nations, and after that it steadily grows in terms of both signatory numbers and also the amount of assets under management. So in the early stage, like from the 2006 to 2010, most of the major European and US asset managers, as you can see, for example, CalPERS, the JP Morgan Asset Management, or BlackRock, or NBIF, it is also Norgem, the public pension fund, which is very large, already joined these United Nations principles of responsible investing, so which means they already started ESG investing. But at the time, Japanese asset managers or asset owners did not notice this large wave of change in investment way yet. So it was only after 2018 that the ESG trends came to Japan, and investors as well as corporations took ESG into considerations from the 2018. The reason why that was 2018 is because the Japan's public pension fund, GPIF, announced it would start ESG investing in the middle of 2017. So the Japanese trend is way later than the happening in the United States or Europe. So now the Japanese market is really changing. The next slide. And especially the very big moment came in October 2020 when the former Prime Minister Suga announced the carbon neutrality goal till 2015. So he said it is in the National Assembly that climate change mitigation and economic growth is no longer incompatible. Proactive climate change policy will drive industrial and socio-economic transformation and lead to larger economic growth. Before this announcement, many traditional Japanese corporations are skeptic or even sometimes against ESG trends. But after this governmental policy change, many corporations started to declare carbon neutrality as its company's target. Next slide. Then from this graph, you can see how Japanese public corporations has been changing their management way. So this chart shows the actual scores, average scores of Japanese companies. The left is FTSE FTSE ESG rating, and the right is MSCI ESG rating, both of which are currently very popular worldwide and also in Japan. The scores moved from the gray line to orange line just for the past 4 years. For example, on the left, FTSE ratings. So usually at the time in 2017, the Japanese companies gained scores around the 1 to 1.5, but in 2021, the scores greatly increased, and currently the averagely from 3 to 3.5. So those are the scores of Japanese companies now. So after the Japanese pension fund moving or starting to investing, the Japanese corporations were changing, and the circular economy is one of the big topics in the ESG factors. Why circular economy is very important, needed to the Japanese companies. So there are the three major reasons: the climate change, resource scarcity, and plastic pollution. So for that, plastic pollution itself is only about chemical polymer resin, but for the other two reasons, climate change and resource scarcity, are adapted to a large variety of products, including electronic equipment, fashions, automobiles, foods, consumer products, and also real estates. So for example, in this MSCI ESG rating framework, so many items related to circular economy are there. The first, for example, in the climate change pillar, there is a carbon emissions factor there. So the Japanese corporations are starting to vigorously try to reduce the carbon emissions. Then they started to think about the circular economy. Then, for example, in the pollution of waste pillar, the packaging material waste and also the electronic waste are what the Japanese companies started to have to consider into their business models. So they try to reduce the waste. Again, the circular economy is the kind of proper way to do so. So the circular economy is becoming the big trend in Japanese market. So globally, many important discussions already took place. For example, in 2019, the World Economic Forum published this report about circular economy in electronics. So this includes the variety of economic equipment, including semiconductor or the economic appliances, PC, the mobile phones, or something like that. Then the companies writing this report includes the Apple, Google, Cisco, Dell, HP, SAP, and also Unilever and Coca-Cola and Philips. The chemical companies like DSM also participated in the writing this report. So the very wide range of companies joined this project to start it or to promote the circular economy in electronics equipment. So this one is also a very important report from the World Economic Forum about the automotive industries. Then the companies writing this report includes the BMW, the Volkswagen, the Daimler, Renault, the Volvo Cars, and Microsoft, Michelin, ArcelorMittal, and Japanese companies Honda and Bridgestone also participate in this project. The objective of this report is promote the circular economy in the electronic vehicles. So now more and more companies try to reduce the emissions from the automotive industry, so they try to change from fossil fuel car to the electronic vehicles. But they also have to reduce the emissions from the car production itself. So then they try to change the materials from the virgin materials into the recycled materials. So they try to make new cars from the waste. So this is a kind of a big trend. So now that there is a common understanding about what is circular economy. The basic concept of circular economy is constructed by a very influential environmental foundation as Ellen MacArthur Foundation. The circular economy consists of two cycles, like the technical cycle on the right and the biological cycle on the left. The right side, the technical cycles includes So for example, the maintenance or repair, they try to use again and again the same products. Then also increase reuse or redistributes. So if they no longer need the products, so usually they just waste the products, but not the waste products. That we should the reuse the products or redistribute the products as the still can be used product. So recycling is also the part of technical cycles. So after you just finish using the products, so the materials will be converted into the new materials to make the new products. The left side is biological cycle. It's also it includes some the bioenergy or bioplastics or still the plant-based products such as paper. So these two cycles are needed to promote the circular economy. And also this model, the circular economy model, was made in Europe, but now the many stakeholders widely endorse this model, so they take it very careful consideration. So Ellen MacArthur Foundation also provides 3 basic principles of a circular economy, which are the designing out waste and pollution, the keeping products and materials in use, and regenerating natural systems. The principles are not easy to achieve. The Japanese companies are still struggling to achieve or to think about how to make the business align to these basic principles. In particular, regenerating natural system is a very tough one because the product producers have to make wide understanding on natural ecosystem throughout their supply chain. So biodiversity and water management are now new topics that the Japanese company get to realize will change their business models. So from now, for the rest of this session, I will introduce about its sector issues. For next slide. So first, the plastic industry. This is McKinsey's report showing the future trends of plastic productions. So as you can see, the virgin plastic, which is a plastic made from fossil fuel, will not increase a lot in the future. Instead, recycled plastic will replace virgin plastics. In particular, chemical recycling of plastic will be booming, much more popular than the mechanical recycling. But in the Japan's case, so we have to change a lot. Because now around 80% of plastic waste are going to energy recovery now, but energy recovery is not regarded as circular economy. And compared, the European companies tend to recycle plastic waste rather than the incineration or the energy recovery. So Japanese companies have to catch up with the European companies' way. So based on this understanding, Japanese companies now trying to change the way to deal with the plastic waste from energy recovery to recycling. So now they have to find or invent new technology for the recycling. So this is a real example of Mitsui Chemical. The Mitsui Chemical is one of the big corporations of the chemical industry in Japan. This company decided to collaborate with IBM in order to trace the plastic material flow with blockchain technology. By doing so, Mitsui Chemical is trying to establish efficient plastic recovery way and try to recycle very efficiently. So because now the recycling need more cost, so if they sell the recycled market, but the cost-wise, the product recycled part is not so competitive. So now they try to find a way with the blockchain technology to try to reduce the costs. So they try to make the products, it's their own recycled products, much more competitive than now. So this is another example of consumer product industry about the plastics. The Kao, which is the big Japanese consumer product, the producers decided to cooperate with its big competitor Lion to collect plastic packages. So in the middle, as you can see, in the middle of Kao and Lion, so Ito Yokado is there. So Ito Yokado is a big retail company based in Japan. So now Ito Yokado now is helping the cow, and also the lion to collect the plastic waste from consumers at its retail stores. This is the biggest effort to collect waste efficiently from the consumers. So even now, the competitors now, the collaborators in this collection field. Another example for the plastic packages. So this is a Nippon Paper Group's idea, the new ideas. So these paper companies invented the new packages, the paper-based packages to replace plastic packages. So they invented paper-based shampoo or liquid soap bottle to try to change the model to refill the packages. So currently for the normal plastic refill packages, you basically cannot use up all of the contents inside the packages completely. So there is left over usually. But these new ideas from the Nippon Paper, their unique idea is that they just reset the bottle into the original plastic packages. So no more refill packages, no more refilling from the refilled packages into the normal packages. So you don't need to waste the leftover in the refilled packages. So now the Nippon Paper try to sell these products in the market. So this is an example from electronic sectors. So now in Japan, many companies are starting to build a business model to recycle batteries. The batteries consist of many different metal materials, so you need to have the very efficient, very high level of recycling technology to recycle batteries. So currently, Japanese companies do not have a good quality of the metal recycling technology, so looking for the collaborators in overseas markets. The Marubeni, this is example Marubeni, that they made a strategic partnership with a US-based startup company named the Let's Live to recycle lithium-ion battery. So this is the new circular economic model of the ceramics. So Nikko, which is a ceramics producer, invented technology to create good quality of fertilizer from ceramics plates. Because ceramics plates contain the bovine ashes, and the bovine ashes contains a lot of the phosphorus. And phosphorus is very important fertilizer materials, so they came up with the idea to produce phosphorus fertilizer from the ceramics waste. And so far, Japan is still a very early stage of circular economy, but the trend is spreading around Japan. A new business model or new technology are born a lot. And also Japanese market is willing to collaborate with other countries' companies such as Taiwanese companies. I hope you'll make a good circular economic business model and will bring it in Japan. There are many opportunities. So lastly, I recently published many books in Japan, and the two of them are already translated into Korean language and sold in South Korea. I hope some Taiwanese publisher will be interested in translating my books into traditional Chinese. So thank you for your time and thank you for listening to my presentation.